The story of King Hezekiah begins in a time of darkness for Judah. His father, King Ahaz, had led the people into idolatry, forsaking the Lord and inviting destruction upon the land. When Hezekiah ascended to the throne at the age of 25, he was determined to be different. Unlike his predecessors, Hezekiah placed his trust in the Lord, the God of Israel. His first order of business was to cleanse the land of idol worship and restore the temple in Jerusalem. Hezekiah called the priests and Levites together, charging them to purify the temple, which had been desecrated and abandoned. The people gathered as the house of the Lord was restored, and Hezekiah reinstituted the sacrifices and worship that had long been neglected. The Passover celebration, which had not been properly observed for generations, was revived, and people from both Judah and the remnants of Israel came together in a grand rededication to God. Among the priests was Azariah, known for his deep knowledge of the Scriptures. Under Hezekiah's leadership, a spiritual revival swept through Judah. He led the people in tearing down altars to false gods, breaking apart idols and demolishing the high places where idolatry had flourished. Hezekiah established justice and righteousness in the kingdom, encouraging the people to seek the Lord wholeheartedly. His reforms extended even to the priests and Levites, ensuring that they adhered to the laws of Moses and served faithfully in the temple. Among them was Eliab, a devoted Levite and a powerful voice that carried through the temple courts. While Judah experienced renewal, a looming threat approached from the north. The mighty Assyrian Empire, under King Sennacherib, had already conquered the northern kingdom of Israel and was now setting its sights on Jerusalem. Sennacherib led his forces with ruthless efficiency. Hezekiah knew that Judah could not stand against such a force on its own, but instead of seeking help from foreign nations, he turned to the Lord for guidance. Preparing for war, Hezekiah strengthened Jerusalem's defenses. He rebuilt the walls, constructed additional towers, and secured the city's water supply by redirecting the Gihon Spring through an underground tunnel, a marvel of engineering that would sustain the people during a siege. Despite his careful preparations, Hezekiah knew that military strategy alone would not save them. Only God could deliver them from destruction. His trusted advisor, Shebna, worked closely with him to ensure the city was well prepared. Sennacherib sent messengers to Jerusalem, mocking Hezekiah and the people of Judah. The Assyrian representatives stood before the city walls, proclaiming that no God had ever saved a nation from the might of Assyria. They ridiculed Hezekiah's trust in the Lord, seeking to instill fear and persuade the people to surrender. Among them was Rabshakeh, an intimidating Assyrian official with a voice like rolling thunder. Instead of giving in to fear, Hezekiah turned to the Lord in fervent prayer. He went to the temple, spread Sennacherib's threatening letter before God, and pleaded for divine intervention. The prophet Isaiah delivered a message of hope. God had heard Hezekiah's prayer, and Assyria would not prevail. That night, as the Assyrian army camped outside Jerusalem, the angel of the Lord went through their ranks, striking down 185,000 soldiers. By morning, Sennacherib found his mighty army decimated. Fearful and humiliated, he retreated to Nineveh, where he was later assassinated by his own sons. The Lord had delivered Judah, just as Hezekiah had believed he would. After this great victory, Hezekiah fell gravely ill. The prophet Isaiah told him to set his house in order, for he would not recover. But Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and wept, praying earnestly for more time. God heard his plea and sent Isaiah back with a new message. Hezekiah would be healed, and 15 more years would be added to his life. As a sign, God caused the shadow on the sundial to move backward, proving his power over time itself. Though Hezekiah had been a righteous king, he made a grave error when Babylonian envoys came to visit him. Instead of giving glory to God, he proudly displayed all the treasures of his kingdom. Isaiah warned him that one day, Babylon would return to take everything, including his descendants. Hezekiah accepted the prophecy, but took comfort in knowing that it would not happen in his lifetime. Hezekiah's reign left an indelible mark on Judah. He had restored true worship, shown unwavering faith in God, and witnessed one of the greatest divine rescues in history. Though his later years were marred by a lapse in judgment, He remained one of the most faithful kings Judah had ever known. When he died, he was honored by his people, and his legacy continued to inspire generations. The story of King Hezekiah teaches invaluable lessons about faith, prayer, and humility. His trust in God led to miraculous victories. His dedication to spiritual renewal brought revival, and his mistakes served as warnings for future leaders. His life reminds us that while human rulers are flawed, a heart turned toward God can change the course of history. You can read Hezekiah's story in 2 Kings 18-20, 2 Chronicles 29-32, and Isaiah 36-39.